So this model is a model of the palace. You can see also a nice picture of it before you go up the cable car. The lower level, it's the place where the kings and queens were hosted. The middle one, feast. Okay, they were invited over here. It's not just to stay for the night, but they had a feast with all of the goods that King Herod's ordered to this place. And take a look, where are we? We are over here in the top. And where is this semicircle balcony? It is here, in front of you. Just imagine that you wake up in the morning with one of your wives. Because, you know, kings in that time, they were not very loyal to one, several of them. You were waking up with a few of them. You're having your pomegranate juice. And that's the view that you have in front of you. The view of the Dead Sea. The view of where you were born also. King Herod's, I'm reminding you, is from the area of these red mountains to the right, to the east, from Jordan. You see those west mountains as well. This beautiful view of the desert, of the valley. By the way, we can see two camps of the Romans over here in the continuation of the wall that we saw before. This is the biggest camp of the Romans, is the fifth one. Maybe we can see even some separation over there to maybe the commanders. Okay, it was like duty service and like commanders, officers, if we use the terms of today. Oh, there is a bus coming to Masada. That's nice. And we can also see there is like a theater as well. Take a look over there. There is a theater on the slope of that hill. There is a very famous singer called David Broza. People will come from all over to participate in concerts you have over here, because think about it, you can see Masada, they light it up with these like beautiful lights, and you have like this amazing echo over here, and it's like to have, you know, a concert in by a 2,000 years old fortress, and it's super nice, and with the echo is really amazing. When we're looking down, we can see the two lower levels of the palace of King Herod. We can see a bit of this semicircle of the feast area, and we can see where the kings and queens were hosted. And who knows, maybe Cleopatra was over here in Masada, enjoyed herself in this palace and in the Dead Sea that she used as her own private resort, I can say. Below these two lower levels of the palace, you can see the fourth camp of the Romans. So we saw three by the cable car. Now we can see the fourth one over here, and we can see these two camps of the Romans when we're looking to the left, okay, to the west. You know, we didn't find, as we said before, talk about almost 1,000 rebels that been over here. It's like boys and girls and men and women, older people. We didn't find skeletons of almost 1,000 people, but we did find almost like 30, and we found it on that hill, okay, that you can see the hill down below by this path and where the steps are. We found almost like 30 skeletons over there. So there is also a sign for it. Who knows, maybe it's like 30 from the almost 1,000 rebels that been over here. And could be that later on, maybe if it is an earthquake or a flood, one of the floods that we have over here, maybe this area of the location of where the bones are of the almost 1,000 rebels will be revealed. Could be something to look forward to. If we're looking straight ahead, we can see En-Gedi. Again, it's not the clearest day, but where you see trees over there in the horizon, and that's because En-Gedi water. And we can see more of a fertile area over there. En-Gedi was also super important because they used to grow over here, grow over there, a perfume. And you know, people were willing to pay a lot of money for this perfume. So when you control Masada, you also control En-Gedi, which means you control that water source that I mentioned earlier. But still, I'm not getting to the water here in Masada. We don't rely and count on En-Gedi water source. It's extra, it's amazing. But I will also talk about the water that also got over here to Masada, which is without a connection to En-Gedi. And you control the perfumes, and you control a very popular path people used to walk through Israel. Why through Israel? Take a look at this amazing junction of where Israel is located. Why so many groups of people fought over this land through the history? In which continent are we right now? Think about it. In which continent are we? We're in Israel, but what is the name of the continent where Israel is? We are part of
Middle East. No,
which is in?
Political.
We are in Asia.
In Asia.
Yes, this is Asia. But many people can get confused because if I'm talking about the peace agreement that I mentioned earlier that I have in the country down south, Egypt.
Asia, like Saudi Arabia or something.
Yes, like Saudi, like Iran, okay, Asia, like China.
Asia.
But if I'm talking about Egypt, okay, Egypt is Africa. And if I'm
Egypt is
talking
Africa,
about
yes.
Cyprus, which
is
is
also
super
part of
close and probably the shortest flight you can get from Israel, except from places that we can actually fly to, it is
We are in Asia.
40 minutes flight, and you are in Europe. So we are actually between Europe, Africa. We are the entrance to Asia, Israel. So people, in order to get from one place to another, they need to cross through Israel.
Very interesting. Yes.
So it's a main junction in this world. What do we see?
Little mousy guy.
Okay. So, my friends, this is King Herod's level over here. That's his bedroom, and that's the view that he had. This amazing view, and like I said, a lot of reasons for why to control Masada. King Herod's, remember, this place is the place where he grew up. And there is something in all of us, I think, that we also want to show our family and the people that we grew up with. We succeeded, it's like showing off a little bit. So to build also this palace over here to where he grew up, where he was born, raised, is also like remember his past. But it's also the place that protected his family. What does it mean? When King Herod was appointed, do you think that the Jewish people supported him as a ruler?
No.
No. King Herod's like to say that he kind of like fell between the chairs. Why? Because he was a converted Jew. I'm saying it once again, which means the Jewish people didn't like it. He was not even like he didn't convert. It's not that he converted. He was kind of like his family was forced to get into Judaism. So by Jewish people, he's a converted Jew, and not someone that did it from his own will. Okay, so they thought that he will be a Roman puppet. He will, and it's better. It's like doesn't matter if it is him or a Roman. Okay, they wanted one of their own, someone that will represent them better to the Romans, and they didn't think that he is the right person for it. Okay, King Herod, but because of a promise that was given to his father, he was appointed. Now it's not that the Romans also liked him that much as well. They consider him as a Jew. The Jews consider him as a Roman. Okay? How do we know that they consider him as a Jew? Because they called Saturday, which is the day of the Jewish people, the most important day of the Jewish people, they call it King Herod's Day. So they really consider him as a Jew. The Jews consider him as a Roman. Nobody liked him. And that's why he got to be so paranoid. He thought that everybody want to kill him. And we talked about him already as the king that ordered all of the killing of the innocent babies in Judea area. So he was always under, protection, security, walls, and soldiers and all. And when he was appointed, the Jewish people wanted to kill him. He needed to escape Israel in order to get the rulership. He escaped to Rome, but he didn't take his family. Where his family was hidden? Masada, where we are right now. So this mountain is the mountain that kept his family alive. So when he returned, he remembered the mountain as the mountain that kind of a monument he built over here because this mountain kept his family alive. So it is to control the roads and control and get his water and the water source, the perfume that you have over here kept his family alive. There is a lot of reasons. And then later on, when we talk about the Romans, for why they got over here, because what do they care about just number of people that are over here? Is it a threat for them? Really, the Jewish people that they were over here? But they got over here because why should they let those Jewish people to control this area that, again, If you control this area, you control all of these goods that we talked about, control the roads and the perfume and the water here, and maybe right now it's a small group, maybe later on it will be a big group over here of zealots, so let's kill them when they are just like a small group and not a big group. Also, the Jewish people that got over here, they got over here after they were all killed or exiled from Jerusalem. That was in the 70s of the first century. They killed Romans that were over here on top of this mountain, because it was from the Roman time. There were like still Roman soldiers over here. Not a lot of Roman soldiers been over here on top, but there were Roman soldiers. So think that they killed their brothers. So now they are looking for revenge. So they are coming over here also for this revenge. And many people saying, Itamar, one of the questions that I'm being asked over here about after where the water is coming from is, for how long this siege took place? How long was it? All this story you're talking about. My friends, you will ask a number of guides or historians, you will get different answers. Okay, so I will give you them all in the theories. There is people that maximize it like 3 years. There is the people that minimize it like few weeks. But I want to ask you, do you think that if it was few weeks, the Romans will build these 8 Roman camps, this wall? So this is ridiculous. People that are saying that it was for a few weeks or just like few months, this is ridiculous. Couldn't happen. Like, just you wouldn't build all of that. Even nowadays, to build these 8 Roman camps and wall and all of that, that will take you a very long time. So you know what? Even if it was not 3 years, what I can promise you, it was not weeks and it was not months. It was for a very good amount of time. You know what? Maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I wouldn't say it was for shorter than that. And we can see the proof of it by the construction over here. You wouldn't build all of that if you think it's something that you can end in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we can see this beautiful, beautiful view, guys, from King Herod's palace. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Moses Nephew. If you didn't, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.